Hello, today we're going to have a look at the Aston Origin. So I was recently online doing some research trying to figure out what is the most favourable microphone people use in their home studios, and one brand that kept on popping up again and again was Aston microphones. Now, Aston been around for a few years and they have a small range of microphones and some accessories. Now the cool thing is that everything is built in the UK. They subcontract about 30 companies to source all their material and components, and they manufacture and build everything in the UK, which is kind of rare to have a microphone at this price range built in the UK. Now the first microphone they developed was the Aston Origin. This is a large diaphragm cardioid condenser microphone, and it's built like a tank, and it has some really cool things such as the integrated pop filter and the fact that you can just screw this microphone right onto your microphone stand. A lot of people were saying that they prefer the sound of this microphone compared to some microphones that are twice or three times the price of this microphone here. So before we listen to some audio samples, let's just have a closer look at the microphone and see what it has to offer. So here's a closer look at the Aston Origin. On the front you will find a -10 dB pad that you can initiate in your louder sound sources like guitar amps or drum recordings, and on the other side you have a low cut, so you will get rid of any low noise rumble. The microphone is nice and heavy and it's built very well. On the underside you will find your XLR connector, and right here is where you can actually screw the microphone onto a microphone stand, so you don't need a separate cradle. Now if you can have a look, you can see the metal mesh, so that also works as a pop filter, and I like the fact that you can use your hand and shape it back into form if you accidentally drop it or knock it. The quality of this microphone feels really good. Now the question is, how does this microphone sound? So now you can hear my voice through the Aston Origin. The signal chain is the microphone is plugged into my Audient ID44 interface and into Pro Tools. There is no processing, so there's no EQ, no compression, it's completely dry, and I really like the way it sounds. It's very rich and upfront, and I can't hear any offensive frequencies being generated by this microphone. Now what I'll do is I'll do a quick experiment by comparing this microphone to the Neumann TLM 102, which is also a microphone that a lot of people use for in their home studio, and just do a quick A/B test between those two. So now I've set up both microphones and I'll be bouncing between the Aston Origin and the Neumann TLM 102. I've tried to match the gains as closely as possible, and I've engaged the high pass filter on the Audient ID44. Now these microphones have a few things in common. One is they both have an integrated pop filter, so the plosives won't reach the capsule. Second is that they both are large diaphragm condenser microphones, which means that you need phantom power in order for them to work. Now finally is that they're fixed cardio, so you can't change the polar patterns. And you can use these microphones in different environments. You can do voiceover, you can record instruments, you can record rooms, guitar amps, instruments, pretty much everything you want. Now, I'll be really interested to see what you guys think, which microphone sounds best from this quick experiment. But let's go have a listen to a few audio samples I've recorded with the Aston Origin. So after listening to the audio samples, the guitar sounded really nice to my ears. The egg shaker cut through, and the mandolin, you can hear all the nice top end. Now the mind-blowing part is when I A-B'd the Origin and the Neumann TLM 102. I felt that the Neumann had a bit of a richer lower end, but I've also felt that the Origin sounded more open and the higher end sounded a bit more crisp. Now, if you think that the Neumann is 3 times the price of this, so you can get 3 of these microphones for the price of a Neumann TLM 102, that is pretty cool what Aston managed to pull off here. The price to quality ratio is unbelievable. It's built like a tank, sounds really good. I'm sure that, you know, if you added some EQ to this microphone, I don't think a lot of people would be able to distinguish the Neumann compared to the Origin. So for smaller home studios or with a smaller budget, a microphone like this is a godsend really, because you get very good quality for not a lot of money, something that a few years back was really hard to come across, and Aston have just come in the industry and they introduced microphones at a very affordable price range that sound spectacular, and well done to them. I'm a big fan. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as we did. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.